First on Fox, an off-duty St. Louis County police officer fatally shoots a man breaking into his family's home.
Police say the suspect was known to the family. Fox's Kelly Hoskins joins us live from South County with what we're learning about the investigation. Kelly.
Elliot, the incident happened here on Lakeside Drive near Highway 21 around 6 p.m. tonight. We want to go to some video so we can show you where it all unfolded. As police say, the St. Louis County off-duty police officer fatally shot the 20-year-old suspect who was reportedly breaking into his officer's home. Investigators say the suspect forced his way inside the home by throwing a large concrete planter through a glass door. We're told the officer's family members, including 2 small children, were inside the home at the time the incident occurred. Detectives say the officer advised his family to get down when he noticed what was happening. Reportedly fearing for his safety and his family, the officers say the officer shot the 21-year-old suspect. The suspect was rushed into an area hospital where he later died. The police chief says that the suspect did not have a handgun. However, the officer says that the family was recently notified the suspect was possibly dealing with mental issues.
Before the off-duty officer, he's wearing a t-shirt and shorts, can get to the front door. The suspect goes around to the back of the house. He picks up a very large concrete planter. He throws it through 2 panes of glass, big enough for any one of us here to walk through. And he confronts the police officer in the back room of that house about 10 feet into the house. From interviews with family members present, they can hear the officer say something to the extent of, "Get down, get down, get down," and then they hear gunshots.
The officer has been on the force for about 3 years, and there are no other injuries.
Normally this is the part where I clap. Normally this is the part where I say, hey, you know what? These guys have been calling for blood and calling for violence for the longest time now. These Black Lives Matter idiots have been out here talking about shooting cops, talking about how they need to take the law into their own hands and fuck the police, and if the police are going to kill them, well, they're going to shoot back. Well, congratulations, guys. You got innocent people killed this week. There have been multiple attacks on multiple police officers that did nothing wrong. You know, there have been somewhere around 15 shootings in 5 different states that at least I know of over the last, during that 48-hour period during when those Dallas officers were shot. Now we have people like Tyler who are mentally unstable, who are listening to this rhetoric, and listening to the new Black Panthers, who are listening to people like the leaders of Black Lives Matter, like the people who are like General Taco, talking about they need to form militias and violent resistance against the police. Let me tell you something. As much as you keep saying that Black Lives Matter does not endorse violence, they certainly call for it when they go out there and say pigs in a blanket, fry, all this other crazy shit. When you start talking about shoot back, when you start talking about those Dallas officers that were shot, well, that was a normal reaction of an oppressed people group. When you start lauding the shooter as a hero, like the leaders of Black Lives Matter did, when you start making excuses for them, like Barack Obama and Loretta Lynch and everybody else out there, when you start condoning violence against police officers, the very people who keep the peace in this country, the thin blue line that keeps us from becoming the Stone Age again, from devolving into depraved animals, when you start going and undermining law and order, and you start telling people that this is acceptable, if not acceptable, it's actually what is expected of you, then you literally cause the death of people like this. Black Lives Matter, you cost this young man his life with the ridiculous bullshit you spread. This is why I will never get behind them, because as much as I am for equality of the races and people being treated not by the color of the skin but by the content of their character, people like this, racist movements like Black Lives Matter, who's no better than the KKK, they come out here, they make everything about race. They tell these innocent people that, you know what, you are being killed by these crazy racists, and you need to turn on every police officer you see, and you need to start shooting. You need to go do something to cops. Well, you know what? There's plenty of people out there who just might do it. So congratulations. You liberated this man straight to hell.